viewers, welcome and welcome back to the Blue Butterfly Tarot. Today we're looking into how do they feel about you, and I've got two piles for you. This is pile number one, this is pile number two. Pile number one is the Monstero, and pile number two is the Wistful Whisper Tarot. Take your time, see which pile or piles you feel intuitively called to. I do want to say there's a general reading. Take what resonates, leave the rest. If one pile's messages don't resonate, then choose the other. If both piles' messages don't resonate, then it just means that maybe there aren't any messages for you in this video today, but I do hope that at least one of the piles' messages do resonate. Please be careful of scammers. I would never reach out to you asking you to follow or subscribe or book a private reading, so just please be a little bit careful about that. My private readings are open right now. You can check the details in the description box below. There is not going to be an extended for this reading, and just as an FYI, I feel like I'm coming down with something, like maybe throat infection or something like that, and so my throat is drying up a little bit faster than it normally does. So I might be taking sips of water every now and then during your reading, and I just wanted to give you a heads up about that. Also, if I sound a little bit different or a little bit low energy, yeah, that's probably the reason why, all right? But I felt fit enough to do a reading for you. Actually, I was feeling the sudden energy to do a reading, so I thought, okay, let's come on here. All right, okay, so I am going to give you a few seconds now to see which pile or piles you feel intuitively called to, and then I shall begin. Hi, pile one. For those of you who chose the Monstero, this is going to be your reading, right? Before we get into the reading, let's just take some time to realign our energy. So close your eyes, think of your person, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Alrighty. Pile one. How do they feel about you? How does your person feel about you? In case you missed the introduction, I was just saying that I feel like I'm coming down with something, like, maybe throat infection or something like that. So my throat is drying up a little bit faster than it normally does. So I might have to take little sips of water during the reading. Just a little bit of a heads up, and then if I sound a little bit low energy or a little bit different, yeah, that's probably the reason why, all right? But yes, felt fit enough to do a reading. In fact, actually felt a surge of energy, so I was like, okay, let's kind of see what that's all about. Alrighty, pile one. Let's get into your reading. We have the Queen of Swords, Five of Cups, Justice. We have how do they feel about you, right? Ace of Pentacles, the Luminary, Six of Wands, Knight of Swords. Okay. We have Nurturing. I let the light of illumination fill me with love, Realm of Prayer. Okay, I'm hearing the hard part is done. I think that your person is just now coming out of a very difficult phase in their life. I would not be surprised if your person was going through some external circumstances that, I don't know, it seems like a lot of mental agony more than emotional or physical agony. I'm sensing a lot of mental chaos. So maybe there was a problem that your person could not solve, and that by itself might have been draining them, or there was no clarity about where they were going in life. Maybe, there was also, I'm also getting identity crisis. So there's something that's happened. Yes, I'm also hearing midlife crisis as well. So there's something that's gone down in your person's life, but it happened a little while ago. But now it looks like your person is starting to feel like, yes, I've got something figured out, or I am on the path that feels right to me. I'm starting to feel more stable within myself. I'm starting to feel good within myself. Now, where you come in, pile one, is that whether you are in contact with your person or not, I feel like you've been a guiding light for your person. Like your energy is something that your person draws immense inspiration from. I think that you just have a very, very nurturing presence. There's just so much of love within you, so much of healing energy as well within you, that people just have to be around you, and they will be able to tap into that energy. They will just be able to feel good about themselves, feel light about their life, even if there's a lot of heavy things that they are dealing with at that point in time. And so every time, even if you're not physically around your person, every time they think about you, every time they kind of tap into your energy, they just feel a lot better about themselves, their life, and they just feel good. you know, and I would not be surprised if your person has been thinking about you often. Like I said, for some of you, this could be no contact, but for others of you, even if you are in contact, I would not be surprised if your person's kind of withdrawn. Maybe every time they do come out of the shell, they talk to you nicely, everything's fine, but then the moment like things start to get very chaotic within them, again they go back into their shell, and you might be a little bit confused like what is going on. But the thing is, Palwan, your person holds you in very, very high regard. In fact, you are the person who's kind of let them out of this darkness of sorts. So maybe your person sees you as an inspiration, maybe how you deal with the problems in your life, how you have been able to navigate maybe the darker phases of your life, or how you have clarity about what you want to do, about who you are as a person. There's so many different ways that your person can take inspiration, and all of them are coming through. So take which part resonates with you or which you feel intuitively called to align with. But overall, I think that your person's starting to feel a lot better about themselves, about their life. And it's kind of like at one point, I think that your person was really, really deep into feeling very low about whatever it was that they were struggling with. And I do see a lot of prayer, you know, your person maybe surrendering, trying to understand what was going on, trying to fix it, but not able to. And then, you know, just praying and maybe crying a lot as well. Like a lot of release must have happened on your person's end. And for some of you, I'm hearing that maybe your person used to struggle to cry, and all of a sudden, you know, the floodgates just open. This might have also been a phase where your person needed to release some things that they were holding within themselves or within their physical body is also what I'm hearing as well. But overall, I do see that your person's coming into a much, much better place, and you've been there all along. Like you might not be physically present, but your person is very emotional. Palwan, even the energy that's coming out, I feel like crying. So like I said, I think that there has been a lot of release. It's kind of like your person, you have no idea how much your person has used you as an inspiration or tapped into your energy to help themselves feel lighter about their life. You have no idea how much your energy has healed your person. You could just be showing up as yourself, you know, not really saying anything to comfort them or do anything like you. That's not even necessary at this point. It's just you, your essence, your energy is just that comforting for your person. It's kind of like you are their home of sorts, and you're the person that they feel so safe to be around. Maybe your person cannot cry in front of everyone, but with you, they allow themselves to break down, to cry, to fully feel what they are going through as well. And it's kind of like any facade that your person puts up with the rest of the world, they cannot do that with you. And that by itself, maybe in the beginning, it triggered your person a lot that you could see through them. But today they're finding so much of solace in that. It's very, very healing that they don't have to wear a mask in front of you, or even if they do wear a mask in front of you, you can see right through it, and that by itself makes them feel known, makes them feel loved. So there has been a very deep transformation within your person as well. But they're starting to feel slightly better about their life. You would slowly start seeing your person, you know, slowly coming out of their shell. You'll start seeing them interact with you a little bit differently. It's kind of like, because of this phase that your person's been through, I think that they have started to value your energy a little bit deeper than they used to. It's kind of like a different frequency that they've unlocked. It's not that they didn't value it before, but you know, you know how sometimes we have something, it's a blessing, we know it, but when we truly need it in our lives and it is there for us, that's a different frequency, a different connection that we form with that blessing, right? And I feel like your person has tapped into a deeper frequency. So would not be surprised if your connection has deepened as well in the energy, like the energetic bond between the two of you as well. But if you've been wondering if your person's going to step out of this energy, yes, they are. They're slowly getting there, not completely, but yes, they're slowly taking step by step. And your energy has been very, very crucial in helping them get out of this mental chaos that your person was in up until now. And frankly, you've helped them release a lot of pent-up emotions. Maybe you're very vulnerable, or sorry, not very vulnerable. I think that you value authenticity and vulnerability. That's also one more message that's coming through. And so it's kind of like maybe you are unapologetically yourself. And sometimes you show your vulnerability. You don't really hide it. If you're sad, you're sad. If you're angry, you say you're angry. If you're hurt, you say you're hurt. You're not going to cover it up or pretend you're not feeling some other way. I think that you might be that kind of a person because your person sees that. In the beginning, it might have been very, very triggering. Like, why are they showing their emotions? Why are they so emotional? Why do they need to talk about their feelings or their emotions? But today, you being you has subconsciously allowed your person to be who they are as well. And that is something that they will always credit you for. There's no one else in their life who's taught them that lesson. So today, what was once triggering is now healing your person. And I think that's very, very beautiful, Pawan. Let me get maybe a little bit more information and then I'll tap into timing cards for you. We'll see. They're still getting out of it slowly and very, very steadily, but I do see, with the Six of Wands and the Knight of Swords, they're starting to feel confident within themselves. They're starting to feel better about themselves as well. You will see that on and off energy with your person. Like sometimes they'll be really, really good with in good spirits, and then other times they'll be completely low. But that energetic reverberation will happen until they can steady into that peace. All right, so it'll be kind of flip-flopping, but they're getting there. They're getting to the central point of being more centered and balanced about what they are going through. I don't know if the external situation has resolved or not. That energy is not coming to me. So maybe for some of you, it's not. For others of you, it has. But either way, the common theme for all of you is that your person is learning how to center and balance themselves despite the external chaos, right? Let me get timing cards for you. With timing cards, I do want to say, please be a little bit careful. They're always based on current energy. This one is a little bit more specific in its timing. The next deck that I pick will be about alignment. So I'm going to pull 3 cards. You can ask 1, 2, 3 questions. You can really decide. I would say whichever one jumps out at you, that's probably the one that's for you. If you come back to the reading at another point and another card jumps out at you, it's probably because energy has shifted, timelines have shifted, or when the timeline is meant to happen has shifted, all right? So 3 cards we'll pull. Pause this video if you have to. So we have in the morning light next month. We have Leo season, all right? 3 cards coming out for you. Now, I want to say, the next time you come to this reading and another card jumps out at you, if the timing has kind of become closer to you, then it just means that something you're doing is aligning very well. Continue doing that. If it's pushed further back, what I would say is maybe there's something that's misaligned on your end. So take a look at what you've been doing different and try to see what is bringing frustration and chaos within you. That's how you can realign to either the previous timing or a timing that feels more aligned to you, right? Then we'll pull some alignment cards, what needs to happen on your end to maybe align with the timing of your choice. So if a card comes out, you're not happy because even though it intuitively hit you, maybe you're not happy, and that's understandable as well. So what can you do to align, or what needs to happen on your end to align? Not until you are ready, all right? I think that's a very clear answer. When you believe. So maybe there's some aspect of it that you're not able to believe. Maybe believe that your person is able to come out of this energy. Maybe believe that both of you will be back to how things were before. There's some aspect of it that you maybe need to believe. Maybe believing in yourself, believing in the power of your energy as well. Could be not until you're ready. So maybe both of you need to be ready in order to handle the energy of the connection. Maybe you're not ready to handle your person's energy as well. That can happen sometimes too, right? Maybe your person is still in the mental chaos, and maybe it's not necessary for you to hold on to that energy or to be a part of their life at this point. And maybe when you get ready to handle the intensity of their energy, maybe that's also when things will align. Now, for this, it is onto you. You will be able to understand what you need to believe and how to align accordingly with that. Not until you're ready. Sometimes you might not know what it is that you have to be ready. In that case, Pile 1, let go. Allow the universe to help you get ready, all right? You don't need to have all the answers today. Sometimes you might know that, oh, okay, well, that version of me is me being ready. Sometimes you won't know, and that's okay as well. Don't panic, right? If you don't know what you need to be ready, but you do internally feel like, yes, actually, it does feel like something more needs to happen, or I need to grow some more. In that case, don't worry. The universe has got your back. You know, your spirit guides, your higher self, they are leading you to where you're meant to be. I feel like our only job sometimes is just not to get in their way and to just allow them to do their thing, especially when we don't know. The best thing we can do at that point in time is just to surrender and allow them to take us, allow the flow to actually happen on its own. Right? Pile 1, this is where I will leave you for today. I really hope that this reading brought you the comfort, clarity, and confirmation you're looking for. Thank you for allowing me to read for you. My private readings are open right now. I can check the details in the description box below. Pile 1, take care, trust your intuition, you always have free will. Catch you in my next one. Bye-bye. Pile 2, for those of you who chose Wistful Whisper Tarot, this is going to be your reading, alright? Before we get into the reading, let's just take some time to realign our energy, so close your eyes. Think of your person. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Alright, Pile 2. How does your person feel about you? I don't know if you heard the introduction, but in case you missed it, I feel like I'm coming down with something, like maybe throat infection or something like that. So my throat is feeling a little bit drier than it normally does. So I might have to take little sips of water during the reading. Just wanted to give you a heads up. If I sound a little bit different or a little bit low energy, then that's probably the reason why as well. But yeah, I was feeling good enough to do a reading for you. In fact, I felt a sudden surge of energy and I was like, okay, let's see what that's all about. Alright, so I'm here. But just wanted to say that my throat's drying up a little bit more than it normally does. So, okay, we have the Four of Wands. We have the Magician. We have Strength. We have the Four of Cups. We have the Two of Cups. That's very sweet. We have the Tower. And we have the Ace of Swords. Okay. Someone's realizing they want to be with you. Yes, simplicity. Merlinite. I attract magical experiences and good luck. For some of you, there is a proposal coming through. There is some kind of confession, some kind of truth coming your way. For others of you, it could be the next stage of your connection and your person opening up a lot more about where they think this connection is going, where they want both of you to be as well. There's a lot of forward movement energy coming through in your reading today, and more to do with love and affection, care, comfort. I think that for some of you, yes, I am getting no contact energy. For others of you, it feels like you are in contact, but maybe you've been in limbo for quite some time now. Things are going to move very, very fast in this connection. It's kind of like the limbo phase was there to prepare both of you for how quickly things are going to move between the two of you. So you'll probably need to take some time to catch your breath the moment things start between the two of you. And I'm hearing start again between the two of you as well. So for some of you, this is reconciliation energy coming through. For some of you, a restart, a refresh in your connection, some kind of an emotional beginning. I do feel like there has been some kind of heaviness in this connection. So maybe the past has been difficult for the two of you. Could be external circumstances, could be even maybe on and off cycles between the two of you, maybe past heavy energy, maybe both of you not being on the same page, maybe both of you needing to go on your own separate journeys to grow, to transform, to be ready for one another as well. But it looks like both of you have been on that journey. As much as it has been painful, there has been significant growth on both of your ends through that journey as well. Both of you are watching each other. I also feel that to be your energy. I think that both of you are waiting for that intuitive hit, and for some of you, the divine intervention to get things started between the two of you. There's a lot of yearning energy as well. And I think it was who was it, Jonathan Bailey, if I'm not wrong, he said something about yearning. He said it's important to portray yearning or something like that. That energy is coming through, but what he meant was completely different. But what is coming to me is that this phase, this yearning for each other, it seems to be significant. It seems to be important. Both of you are realizing why the other person was always meant to be a part of your life and why you actually do need them in your life. So for some of you, or maybe your person, either or, and or also, maybe you decided at one point that no, I don't want this connection, or no, I don't want my person, or no, this is not what I want. Or maybe you didn't think it was a possibility, so you convinced yourself that this is not what you wanted, or I don't need this connection. That may have come from a place of pain, from frustration, from maybe lack of trust as well. And I think that in this phase, you might be resisting. Your person may have also resisted the yearning, the missing each other. But what's happened is both of you have realized that, yes, I actually do want my person. Yes, I do want to be with them. Why am I denying myself all of these feelings? Why do I keep forcing myself to not feel this way, or to not miss them, to not think about them, to not distract myself? Why is it so difficult for me to do that? Why am I putting myself through something so difficult? Why can't I just accept what I feel? So there's some kind of tower moment that's happened on both ends. I'm getting very mutual energy coming through, Pal 2. But maybe on your end, it's been more of letting go from pain, and on your person's end, letting go due to lack of trust. But there has been this surrender on both ends, and more so surrendering with strength, not from pain, not from misalignment, not from lack of trust. So I think that that shift has very gradually happened, though I do see with the tower moment, it's kind of like it's happened under the surface for quite some time, but the realization for your conscious mind happen in just flip seconds. And sometimes that can happen as well. Subconsciously, we're working things out in our mind, and then one little overnight second or overnight minute, it just hits us. It hits our conscious mind. So on your person's end, that clarity has come through. I would not be surprised if that clarity has come through on your end. There's a lot of more energy of understanding why both of you have been in this phase for some time now. Like I said, either it's limbo or no contact, or it might have been difficult energy between the two of you. And now it's both of you are accepting that this connection is there. You know, there's no denial of this connection. There's no suppressing what you feel. Even if, you know, you want to let go, you're starting to realize, both of you, that it's working against you to fight this connection or to fight what you're feeling. You're resisting what you're feeling, but that by itself is causing a lot of frustration and a lot of pain. And both of you are realizing that it's just easier, simpler on your heart, on your soul, to just accept that, yes, okay, I have feelings, I want this connection, I want to be with them. And that by itself is actually a learning process. Patu, sometimes I feel like we force ourselves to not feel something, or we berate ourselves for feeling something. We resist. We say, oh no, we have to move on by this so-and-so timeline. By August, we need to move on, or something like that. Or I'm giving them 3 weeks and that's it, I'm moving on. You know, especially when we kind of give ultimatums like that to ourselves and the other person, it often works against us because we're resisting the flow of what we need to be in. If we just let go and say, all right, when the time comes, automatically I will flow into, if I'm meant to let go, I will flow into that. If I'm meant to hold on, I just have to accept. I don't have to berate myself and wonder why haven't I moved on by so-and-so time period. Or just accept that, yes, I do have feelings for them. Yes, I do want to be with them. Yes, I do maybe want to see what they're up to. I do have that curiosity about them. You know, instead of working against ourselves, like, no, why am I feeling this way? I'm supposed to be moving on. The more we force ourselves, the more resistance we're building, and the more we actually end up digging a deeper hole for ourselves, and then we're not able to get out of it. The simplest way to get out of that energy is to actually allow that energy, sit with it for quite some time until we completely expend that energy, and then automatically we flow into the next direction, the next phase of what we are meant to move into. The same has happened on your person's end. I would not be surprised if both of you are mirroring each other, by the way. So I would not be surprised if on your person's end, on your end as well, You're going through your own realizations of surrendering with strength, not from pain, frustration, or from lack of trust, right? So on your person's end, how do they feel about you? They feel like coming forward. They feel like, all right, it's time to just accept what I feel. I can't keep fighting myself on this. I cannot keep denying it. In fact, it's causing me so much pain to deny it. There's so much of frustration. I'm feeling so disconnected from myself. The more I push this connection away, the more I deny it. So why am I doing this to myself? And that's more of the energy that your person is in. And by actually surrendering, looks like both of you, surrendering from strength on both of your ends, is actually manifesting this connection back into 3D. So there's something happening in 3D between the two of you. There's either going to be some kind of divine intervention where both of you will randomly have a conversation that will sort things out. But it first comes from acceptance on both ends that this connection exists, your feelings exist, however or whatever those feelings may be, they exist. And the more you surrender to that, the more your person is also surrendering to that. And the more both of you are actually manifesting, coming together. So maybe the final step for both of you was acceptance, just acceptance that, yes, despite the pain that we've been through, despite maybe how much my person has hurt me, despite maybe external circumstances working against us, despite the fact that there is anger within me, there is maybe a certain degree of resentment within me, I do feel for them, I do care about them, I do want them to be in my life, I do, want this connection, or I do want a healthier version of ourselves to come together. Whatever it is that you've been denying to yourself, so has your person, and it looks like both of you are learning how to accept, no matter what those feelings are, to accept. But that by itself is actually both of you manifesting each other, by the way. Yes, both of you were holding each other back. I mean, you're holding yourself back, your person was holding themselves back. Yes, I'm hearing end of karmic, I'm hearing end of karmic cycles. So maybe third-party situations doesn't have to be a person, could be the external situations, could be your own limiting beliefs, could be your own negative thoughts about this connection, resentment, so on and so forth. Yeah, there seems to be an end. There seems to be a cycle that both of you are closing out with this level of acceptance. So that's one very beautiful thing that's playing out in your connection right now. And I will say that you can expect a very big shift in 3D. It looks to be clarity on both of your ends, only because you're not denying something with yourself. Like, first that acceptance has to come within yourself, and only then will both of you be able to admit it to each other. And it's clearing out. That energy of denial is clearing out on both sides. Might not be the same thing that you're denying, but it is denial energy that's clearing out on both sides. All right, let me get you a timing card. So I'll get you 3. You can ask 1 question, 2 questions, 3 questions. That's completely dependent on you. You can pause this reading if you have to. With timing, I do want to say please be a little bit careful. They're always based on current energy. If you come back to this reading and another card jumps out at you, that not the first one that you picked out, then it just means that maybe something's shifted and the timeline has shifted. So if the card comes out and the timeline has kind of become further away, it means that maybe something you're doing at this moment might be misaligned. So you can just correct that. If it has come, forward, then you can think that, okay, something I'm doing now is alignment. It's kind of pushing things to come towards me. So continue being in that energy, right? So 3 cards, I'll just pull them out. October. We have 12 months. We have 9 months, right? So then we have alignment. We'll see what you need to align in order to kind of tap into the energy of the timeline that you wish for, or the timeline that you have intuitively picked, all right? So we'll see what needs to go on your end. At the bottom of despair, yes, this energy is very denial, especially when we deny. We cause so much of that resistance within us that at some point we've generated so much of resistance that there will be an equal and opposite force to break that resistance. That is just the law, all right? So At the bottom of despair, I think that both of you have reached that point where you cannot deny anymore. You have to learn to accept, and that is the lesson that's playing out for the two of you. And you'll realize that the more you accept that, yes, you know, I felt like talking to them today, or I missed them today, or yes, there is anger within me. Yes, I am upset about this. The more you accept these things instead of berating yourself, you'll actually find more peace in where you are at right now. You'll find peace in the connection as well. And that by itself is the manifesting energy that's coming through very, very strongly in your reading, all right? So at the bottom of despair, it is true. For both of you, it actually aligns very, very well with your reading as well, all right? So, but that also means, you know, you can rise as well. But for you, rising would mean acceptance. Okay, when your intuition says, so it looks like your intuition will be able to, I mean, that is also the yin energy coming through as well, right? So I think that intuitively you will be able to understand which timeline suits you, and you will also be tapping into your person's energy. Like I said, there's a lot of mirroring going on, so I would not be surprised if you have also been tapping into your person's energy. Overall, I will say that things are about to shift very, very dramatically, but only if you continue being in the energy that you're in, where you allow yourself to feel what you're feeling, and you don't look down upon yourself, you don't berate what you're feeling, and you just allow yourself to be. Allow that energy to sit with you, as uncomfortable as it may be. That is actually one way you are working through that energy, and that is actually how both of you are manifesting each other. So how do they feel about you? They're starting to feel acceptance for what they feel about this connection, or they're starting to not deny what they feel for you. And what they feel for you, I mean, we have the Two of Cups and the Four of Wands. It's long-term energy. You know, for some of you, it's marriage, it's commitment, it's proposal, it's the soulmate energy that, yes, this person, it's always been this person. Like, regardless of any other person or any other situation, I always seem to be kind of circling around them and keep coming back to them. It's also acceptance of that as well. And also acceptance that it's more than maybe a physical connection, or this is deeper than anything both of you have ever experience. So the rules of a normal relationship probably don't apply. So there are different layers to that acceptance. There are different things that both of you probably need to accept, but there definitely has been denial. I can feel that energy. So both of you are learning acceptance of yourselves, and as an extension of that, what you feel, how you've been feeling about this connection as well. All right? So pile 2, this is where I will leave you for today. I really hope that this reading brought you the comfort, clarity, and confirmation you're looking for. Thank you for allowing me to read for you. My private readings are open right now. You can check the details in the description box below. Pile 2, take care, trust your intuition, you always have free will. Catch you in my next one. Bye-bye.